Hey guys, it's me, DaNewbis. And guess what? I am fulfilling my promises. So here we are, playing Last Word. This is the start, the first episode perhaps, in a new series that I'm thinking about starting. That's called, wait, I own blank. And so the idea is that I have a pretty extensive Steam library. I have like 350, roughly. Not an exact number, I don't want to check. I've gotten plenty of Humble Bundles and other like bundles, and such a result, there are some games that I don't realize that I own, and this is one of them. And so I've never played it. I looked at the Steam page. It looked really good, actually. And so here I am, fulfilling promises and playing interesting games. So how about I started off a little bit about what I learned about it last night. Is that it's a sort of JRPG style. Excuse me, gentlemen. This is the estate of Professor Chatters, is it not? Indeed. We've just arrived as well. So I guess it's a kind of JRPG, but there's a lot of difference, and it's more themed around like wordplay and such, and it seemed really interesting. The servant should be back soon, my lady. Let's see to you to letting you in. Don't wait up for us. I didn't expect to see this already. Wow, he looks edgy. See what? This chit-chat war of the words. You know what those two fellows are engaging in right now. No after you. No after you. No after you. All I see is a bit of discourse. Wordplay is common enough at social gatherings, if not entirely expected. Yes, but have you never met Judge Boasting and Mr. McCall? I'm familiar with them, but we've never been formally introduced. Why? They continually attempt to get the last word in on each other. It's a pain to listen to. I bet it is. I've been in that situation. It's as if whomever speaks last gets a big prize or some such thing. That's exactly the point, young sir. Try not to play ignorant. This is a rather large estate. Of course, only the best for Professor Chatters. Care to come inside? I don't know why, but I feel like this game is appropriate to have everyone with a British accent, so I think I'm going to do that. What are the other two? If we wait for them, we'll be out here all evening, freezing our smiles off. Come along. So, the idea is that it's a JRPG. He shut the door on us, and after inviting us in, can you believe the nerve? Oddly enough, I can. Hopefully, the exceptional Professor Chatters will have a bit more manners. You've never met with him either. I can't say that I have, but I couldn't refuse his invitation. This should be a fairly high-profile gathering, and if I'm not mistaken, it'll be a great boost for my position at Minesboro Corporation. Mesenboro Corporation. So, again, it's due time we enter our host, Mr. McCall. After you. Very graceful of you, Mr. Boasting, but I insist you lead the way. I couldn't possibly, Mr. McCall. Mr. Boasting, you simply must allow me the pleasure of letting you go first. After you, I insist. See what I mean? You are a bit ignorant, aren't you? I'm Whitty Garship. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Seymour of Seymour House. A pleasure. What do you say we get inside before it gets much darker? So, I guess it's a JRPG with themed around wordplay, and it looks really interesting. But I don't really know much about it. So, this is Summer House, the estate of Professor Chatters. Of course, why state the obvious? Should it be obvious? I've never stepped foot in here before. Good point. You certainly haven't. I don't let just anyone enter under the property. You're a bit judgmental for a servant. Possibly. Professor Chatters has strict guidelines for who can and cannot attend his little get-togethers. There are multitudes of dowdy figures vying to tumble through that front door. Sometimes his guests even have class. Other times I must bite my tongue. Like now, for example. I don't suppose you've worked here long with an attitude like that. I'm a professional, Mr. Seymour. I've been here for quite some time, and I never forget a frumpy face. I'll be sure to add you both to my mental catalog of regular attendees. The others are up this way. Follow me. Are you ready? I suppose this isn't exactly my forte. No, you don't mingle often? My mother handled most of these engagements. Key topic. Level 1, Seymour House. Learn key topics to unlock lock topics. She was the head of the Seymour House. I was a bit sheltered myself. Maybe you'll pick up on some of her skills. I can only hope. But maybe a glass of wine first. So movement with the arrow keys. Okay, pretty standard. Are we into more cutscenes? Tonight promised to be interesting. Quite a few new faces. Myself included. Most certainly. You especially. And it's bothersome. I come to these parties for some real conversation. Discussions, arguments, gossip. Honestly, Miss Gossip. Witty gossip. I know who you are. I'm being condescending. Wow, rude. But as I was saying, Miss Gossip, was it? I don't think you have what it takes to hold your own here. You're serious? I am. Do you disagree? I most certainly do. Excellent. Move the conversation cursor forward to get the last word. Higher levels have a greater starting advantage. What is 11 levels lower. And this will move me forward and increase my power. Okay, is that good? Did I already die? Oh my god. Well, it seems I've left you speechless. Be a good girl and bring me a glass of that 20-year block. It's just delicious. Come now, show some class. Don't leave a thirsty woman eating her evening nip. What the This does sound super British. You can't pour a glass of wine fairly well, at least. I commend you. Simply divine. As you're no doubt aware, there's a great power in the ability to get the last word in a conversation. In that brief moment of speechlessness, you were susceptible to my persuasions. I love the writing in this game already. It's a positively overwhelming feeling. It certainly is. You don't sound enthusiastic enough, and it bores me to no end. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to strike up a conversation elsewhere. Find the lock to like icon to progress the story. Okay, so let me figure out. So I'm a little surprised you talk with Miss Prattle like that. You mean just now? What of it? It's just, I don't know, it's like watching a fight. I didn't expect you to take part in it. We've just met, Seymour. I don't know why I'm already making expectations. You're right. I guess I'm a bit flustered. Like I said before, my mother usually handles these affairs. Looks like I have a lot to learn. Well... teach the basics. Common discourse can be summed up with saying that whomever gets the last word wins. To move the conversation forward in the direction you like, you need to carefully juggle 3 types of phrases. Oh wow, we'll be simple. Let's start with disruptive phrase. Alright. The disruptive phrase garners a small amount of power in the conversation. To really affect the discourse, we need tact. Now we have some power slates like submissive. But first, we'll give the opposition their turn. So let's try submissive. The submissive phrase reduced power, but it gained tact. This tact is needed to be aggressive without losing face. We'll go ahead and say an aggressive phrase and watch the conversation truly start to move. The more pegs shown over composure, the more conversation moves forward when using aggressive phrase. Composure is important. If someone is damaged composure, they become more susceptible to aggressive phrases. And more clear, aggressive phrases move the conversation further if the listener has worse composure. Each phrase uses a tone. Damage composure by using a stronger tone. Once the speaker chooses a phrase, they also commit to a tone. The chosen tone is always shown as a shape below the person who uses it. Alright. Balance phrase choices based on the resource immediately affected by the conversation and tones to gain advantage. What? Is that a win then? The last word. You talked your way out. Awesome. Experience after higher when winning than losing. I'm trying to remember the phrase civilis St. Lauren's motto. And I never learned Latin. It's not Latin, it's complete gibberish to the finest degree, but everything has meaning. It works as a reminder that the civilized world isn't what you say that matters, but how you say it. Civilitas civilitum. Civilititum? I don't know. I'm not going to try. Our nation hasn't steered us wrong yet. I'll try to keep that in mind. Perhaps you start picking up on some of the finer points as I go along. Yeah, I feel like this is the kind of game I have to learn as I go. And so I told the young lady that she could have my hat only if she put down the revolver. Brilliant tale, Mr. Boasting. I'm sure that impoverished child you saved will never forget your deeds. Oh, he'd better not. Oh. Mustache twirling. Servant, when are we going to meet the professor? At breakneck speed, I assure you, Professor Chatters needs to finish setting up the equipment before the grand display. Newest invention. And let's say you tell us what this new device is, yeah? I've been sworn to secrecy, as I'm sure you expect Judge Boasting, but your charm is noted. I encourage you all to mingle while we wait. The wine is out and corked. Enjoy. This game's pretty fun, actually. It's very interesting. It looks like we must wait longer, Mr. McCall. It seems that way, Mr. Boasting. Care to grab a drink? I'd love to, Mr. McCall. After you. This is a small party. I expected a more varied crowd, didn't you? I guess I never thought about it, but maybe more people will arrive. The night's young. The key topic and gossip with guests. Level up the topic or learn new ones. So I have this one, yeah. This is the first time I've been seeing the professor. In fact, I'm not sure if anyone here has met him in person. All I really know about him is that he's a wildly inventive inventor. Luckily for us, his crazy devices aren't cluttering his fine lounge area. The professor has a rich and fine history of gentlemanry, and he's right here. He's really reclusive. He's really quite brilliant. They say his inventions have been used with the front lines of blasted war. So, nice, level 2 newest invention. More gossiping. You sure the professor has made inventions for the military? My word. I said his inventions is to me. So I'm going to say inventions down military. Quite excited to see what they made. We're going to prototype for. I say his inventions was purchased by the military almost immediately. So you've heard that it makes the military devices interesting. Actually, now that I think about it, I remember my mother saying that Professor Chatters used to be a linguist for the military. And now that's unlocked. Okay. Oh, I have to just tap it, not hold. Okay. Because now I have level 2 Chatter's history, and now so you're aware the professor used to be a linguist, eh? Oh ho ho, my word, he truly does excite me. I haven't had a worthy discourse in years. A linguist like the professor is just what I need to test my limits. The professor was a linguist. Intriguing. I bet Miss Prattle would have something to say about that particular negative gossip. Okay, hi. Professor Chattis was a linguist. What a marvel. My husband was a linguist too. I wonder if it's possible the professor's newest invention has to do with linguistics. Oh my wrists are sweating through the thought. Actually, I think I may have heard about such a project in the news. Was it Professor Chattis who was working on communication technology? And now it's level 3. Can you imagine how far the war in our would turn in our favor if our dear linguists had better gear? This had gone from exciting. This is actually really interesting. So now I have it, I think. Please wait patiently while the incredible professor finishes up his work. It seems a bit rude that he shouldn't. Okay, yeah. Vice. Yeah. I never eat my words. From what I've gathered, Professor Chattis was in the military. He specialized in linguistics. Furthermore, his invention has been used in the armed forces for some time. If I'm not mistaken, it seems the professor has brought us here to showcase another such device, a creation using the power of speech. I'm sure you feel quite brilliant, but any Claude with a misshapen cranium could have discovered as much simply by reading public journals. Your lack of tact is striking. Quite so, but words are often striking, are they not? It's how we gather power amongst our peers. I demand you allow me to see the professor. No. Your servant, you must allow me to converse with the host. It's your duty. Is that so? You still hold that servants are unable to hold discourse. They must remain powerless. Certainly, that's the way it is. Allow me to disagree. Oh, fight time. I don't understand how the individual things work. So like the tone wheel. So if the tone is currently circle, would I need to go square or diamond? I think I need to go diamond, because I would be changing the tone of the conversation, right? And that would help me regain composure? Am I correct in that? Shit, I lose. The last word is talk.